I can kind of get into all three of them a little
Hit
bit.
them.
I
Hit them.
think the biggest mistake a lot of the commentary and a lot of the questions are, I understand why, but they're all sort of couched in partisan terms. And so I think part of that is a huge mistake because to get to, if I had to place a bet today, is this, your typical anti-incumbent midterm, or are we headed towards something fundamentally different? It's fundamentally different. This is not a partisan midterm election the way we normally think of this. Is going to be a massive change election. I mean, the way independents are, there's nothing, I mean, they're not being, there's nothing partisan like the traditional, many independents think they're leaning Republican, many think they're leaning Democrat, and there's a few really true 7 or 8 points of independents that actually go back and forth. No, they're all gone. They've all turned away from Trump, MAGA, and the Republican Party right now. So the biggest mistake the Republicans are making and not getting is because they're seeing this as partisan and they're in their Trump tribe. They're hugging the Trump tribe like there's no tomorrow because they need those people to come out and vote for them because everybody else has left, and shut the door. And so they're thinking, looking at this in partisan terms. I think there's a lot of Democrats who are running that are doing the same thing. And frankly, in most places, if you're in a blue district or a red district, that's not going to have much of an impact. But I think in the battlegrounds, I mean, both the states and the like Texas and the battleground districts in Texas and elsewhere. The mistake is to not realize how big the wave of change is going to be. I mean, I still believe today that we're going to see a lot of people who we do not think are in trouble today lose. Most of those will be incumbents. Most of them will be Republican incumbents who, including Susan Collins up in Maine. The Plattner race kind of almost proves my point. I know all the traditional.
Yeah, we got a bunch of questions about your Plattner comments last week, by the way.
Yeah, so I just think we'll see, but my own view right now is that political insiders are underestimating how big a change wave this is going to be. And it's not. And the next thing is that particularly the Republican Party and a lot of the press still sees this in blue-red, the blue-red thing, which I think it's independents, double haters. We've talked about this on the show over and over again, but there's no signs that they're suddenly getting some interest in the Republican Party. So no, I think there's a lot of things that are being underestimated. And I think like Paxson in Texas, basically touting the MAGA line, it's going to be interesting because I think a lot of people who voted for Cornyn are going to stay. There's all these things that are going to happen that I think people are not really paying attention to. And if you start thinking about this as just sort of your usual, midterm where the party in power, can lose seats. This is, and I've said this before, it's reminiscent of either 1980 for me or maybe 1994, where Democrats after Clinton won in '92 ended up losing the House and the Senate. But there are real reasons for that. The same kind of reasons, though, kind of exist today because just like what Clinton was doing with healthcare and raising tax, and the tax increase vote that happened in '92, there was a cycle where everybody, people blamed almost every member of the House was on the Democratic side was blamed for being the tie-breaking vote for the largest tax increase in history. That's how the Republicans sold it. Ended up, by the way, resulting in a massive surplus and knocking out the debt. And then of course everybody started spending again. But my point is, it's the same thing. Everybody knows that the reason prices are high are one guy, Donald Trump, and you can different reasons for it, whether it's tariffs, whether it's the war in Iran, whether it's there aren't enough people who will pick our crops, or how high the cost of fertilizer is and will remain to be, and we're past planting season now, so it was high all the way through it, even if it goes down now after the supposed Iran deal, which is sucky and worse than anything that he complained about Obama. So yeah, no, I think they're in trouble, big trouble.
The thing, it's tough to call something a mistake when you don't truly have a choice. And I say that with a lot of Republicans who are hugging Trump, and like your Paxtons of the world who are hugging the MAGA line. I think we're at the point now where the disruptive Trump has kind of been replaced in voters' minds. I'm not saying kind of. This is what's happening. He's been replaced. He's this same old Trump.
Right.
And same old is a very bad thing this year. Regardless of whether it's Trump or not Trump or whoever, he's the guy that's been there for a while when things haven't been going well. Yeah. And he's losing his ability to blame others. I mean, he's going to try, but point being, what we're seeing in all this data you and I have been pounding down our listeners throughout the last several months is this is showing that voters do not want same old. Whether it's, I mean, DC's about to elect a socialist as mayor. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, the same old ain't gonna cut it.